I'm going to talk to you about getting the most volume out of your TV cart and how to make sure you have that set up correctly. So the first thing I would recommend that you do is you're going to need this black remote. All right, and I'll explain why in a second. Now, all of the sound from your TV cart should come out of this black sound bar that's mounted underneath your TV. Now, this sound bar does have volume controls on the top. You don't want to mess with those. Just leave it as is. They should do nothing if they're set up correctly. All right, the way you control the volume on your TV cart is you're going to take your black remote and turn the volume up all the way. All right, we're going all the way up to 11 here. So I'm going to set this literally to 100 on the television. Now, the reason I'm doing that is because with that set, I can set that aside, and all I will need to use my remote for from here on out is to simply turn my TV off and on, or maybe change inputs. So now, if I wanted to AirPlay, I will AirPlay the way I always did. I'll choose my screen mirroring, I'll choose the room number, and when I do that, it's going to ask me for my code. I connect with my code, and now if I need to change the volume, all I have to do is use the volume buttons on my iPad to turn the volume up and down on my device. All right, so I can control how loud that volume is just by changing the volume on my iPad or my laptop. If I'm doing the same thing, screen mirroring wirelessly from my laptop, I can just change the volume that way and not have to worry about touching the TV volume at all. All right, when it's set up this way, you should get plenty of sound to fill your entire room with this setup. Now, there is one change, and that is if you are going to be plugging in a device instead of mirroring wirelessly. So I have my laptop here, and I'm going to change the input on my television using the source or input button, and I'm going to switch it to HDMI 2 because that's where I have my HDMI cable and my HDMI hub here to be able to plug in. And now when I plug this into my laptop, this will mirror my screen. My volume is still set to 100%, nothing changes. And now I am mirroring my screen to my TV. But I have to make one other change with my sound. If I played something with sound right now, it's going to come out of my laptop most likely by default. So what I need to do is up here at the top in my menu bar, I have my control center options, and there's an option here for sound. And if I go to sound, this little icon to the right here, if I click on that, this tells me what the output is of my laptop. Right now it's set to MacBook Air speakers. I want this to be set to the 65-inch TV. And what that means is my sound's going to go through that HDMI cable to the TV, which will then project that sound out of that sound bar below it. All right. So I go through 65-inch TV instead, and now when I play sound, it should be plenty loud. So I have a YouTube video playing here. Now, if I played this video, I could tell you right now it's really loud because, again, my TV is turned up to 11. But if I go in here to change my volume, I have it set to my 65-inch TV. If I go to change the volume, it will not let me do that. It has a little circle with a line through it. When I am plugged in, when you change volume, you need to change the volume on whatever it is that you are playing. So if I'm playing a YouTube video, every YouTube video is going to have a little slider here to adjust that volume. Same thing with iTunes, Pandora, Spotify, videos from my Canvas page, anything that I'm playing videos from, QuickTime Player, they all have their own volume controls. So if I am plugged in directly, hardwired into my television, set it to be my 65-inch TV, in order to change the volume, I'm going to adjust it right here in app instead of using the computer volume. Once I send that volume to my TV, I lose the ability to change the volume plugged in with my device. If I'm AirPlaying, I can control volume all day long, but if I am plugged in, I have to change it in app. So if I hit play,
to take your outline and use it in another.
I can adjust that
Note,
volume.
which I like to do, or Pages or Apple Notes. Next up is one of my
right within the app instead of doing it with my computer volume. So I hope that makes sense.